viewers, you're welcome to Better Faith e-learning platform. My name is Mrs. Eunice Egwasa, and I'm going to be teaching you English language for basic 4 and primary 4 classes. Please get your writing material, settle down, and let's take a ride. For today, the topic is expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect using so and that. Let me take it again. Expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect using so, the word so and the word that in a sentence. In expressing consequences, when you say consequences, we are talking of what happened as a result of another thing that took place. In expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect, there is cause and there is effect. What caused it? What made that thing to happen? And the effect of what it caused. One is the cause and the other one is the effect. The cause is what gave rise to a particular thing, and the effect is what happens as a result of another thing that prompted it or caused it to happen. So in expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect, it shows that the first action in a sentence caused the action of the second sentence to happen by using so that. Let me take it again. In expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect, it shows that the first action in a sentence, caused the action of the second sentence to happen. That means to say the first action in the first sentence is what caused the second action of the second sentence. That's one is leading to the other. And making use of the word so that. Examples. Please listen attentively. Number 1. My father was so tired that he fell asleep. Now we are not using so that together, but we are separating them. Okay? And using them to joining them in such a way that the sentence will make sense. My father was so tired that he fell asleep. Now, my father was so tired. That is the cause. That he fell asleep is the effect. Why did he fall asleep? Because he was so tired. The cause is because he was so tired. That is why he fell asleep. I don't know if you understand. My father was so tired that he fell asleep. This first sentence is what is giving rise to the second sentence. The first sentence is my father was so tired. That's a complete sentence. So that he fell asleep. What is the result? What is the effect? The effect of my father's tiredness is that he fell asleep. Do you understand? Good. Number 2. The bird was so weak that it couldn't fly. The bird was so weak that it couldn't fly. Now, the bird was so weak. That is the cause. That is what made the bird not to be able to fly. It was so weak that it couldn't fly. Why was the bird not able to fly? Because it was so weak. Because that is the cause. Because is the cause. Why that it couldn't fly is the effect. The effect of the bird's weakness is that it couldn't fly. Do you understand? You can see in these 2 examples, the first sentence is what gave rise to the second sentence. The first, look at it, I said, in expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect, it shows that the first action, what is the first action here? My father was so tired. The first action in a sentence caused the action of the second sentence. What is the action of the second sentence? it couldn't fly. Do you understand? So we have just looked at expressing consequences. When you say consequence, that's the total outcome of a particular action. Using as a result of cause and effect, you have cause and you have effect. Something gave rise to another. One thing made the other thing to happen. The first sentence in the particular sentence is what gave rise to the second one. My father was so tired that he fell asleep. The bird was so weak that it couldn't fly. So the underlying words, they are what we are looking at. So take note of that. Do you understand? Good. Alright, let's also look at another area, which is observing and reporting things. Observing and reporting things. To observe means to look. You observe either by seeing or by hearing or by witnessing it or by being present in a particular place. So reporting means to say what you saw or what you heard. You are reporting means to say what you saw or you heard. While to observe means to be present when a particular action is taking place. Good. When people observe other people, things, or incidents, they like to report it the way they have seen it. When you observe, it means you observe people, you can observe people, you can observe things, you can observe incidents. That's incidents means something that happened. So when you observe things, you report it the way you saw it, the way you witnessed it. So that's what we are looking at in observing and reporting things. Number 1A. 1A says, I saw her cook the food. That's a complete sentence. I saw her cook the food. Now, we break the sentence into two to be able to identify the observational part of it and the reporting part of it. You know, we are looking at observing and reporting. You observe and then you report. So in a complete sentence, we break it into two to divide it or separate it into observing and reporting. In this sentence, 1A, I saw her cook the food. To break it into two or to have the observing and reporting sentence out of 1A, it will become I saw her. That is observing. In the bracket, the word observing is in the bracket, showing I saw her is observing. 1C, she cooked the food. Reporting. I saw her. That means you observed her. She cooked the food. That means you are reporting what you saw. Do you understand at all? Good. Example 2A. We watched the team lose the match. We watched the team lose the match. In observing, we watched the team. That is observing. We watched the team. Then in reporting, the team lost the match. The team lost the match. I want you to take note of these words in C, 1C and 2C. Cooked and lost. In reporting, the present tense will be changed to the past tense, something that has happened before. Instead of cook, the cook here was changed to, that's cook is a verb. The action word would change from the present tense to the past tense. Cook was changed to cooked. In the second sentence, lose became lost. We watched the boy lose the team. The team lost the match. So always observe this. Take note of this. When you are writing the reporting part of a sentence, the verb becomes a past tense, or the verb is written in the past tense. Please take note of that. Observing and reporting things. You report things, you report people, and you report incidents. I said incidents means something that has happened, an event that has happened. 1B, I saw her observing. 1C, she cooked the food. The verb cook becomes cooked, past tense. 2A, we watched the team lose the match. 2b, we watched the team observing. 2c, the team lost the match. The verb became lost, the past tense. So please always take note of this. When you are writing the reporting part of a particular sentence, the verb, the action word, the doing word in that particular sentence is written in the past tense. Okay? I hope you understood this. Good. Alright. For your practice exercise, if you did not get it clearly, please do yourself good by replaying the video over and over again for your understanding. Please, for your practice exercise, I want you to do this for me. Number 1, you are to show the first action of the sentences that cause the action of the second sentence using so and that. Do not forget expressing consequences as a result of cause and effect. So you are to show that the first action actually caused the second action. Number 1, he was short, full stop. He climbed a tree. You have to put something there, put so and that in a way that it makes sense. Number 2, alright, let me finish up the sentence. Number 1a again. He was short, full stop. He climbed a tree to see the game clearly. 1b, the rat was fast, full stop. It escaped from the cats. C, the boy was slow. He could not board a bus. The king was generous. Everyone loved him. The bath was full. Water flooded the room. Good. Number 2, you are to join the following sentences. Following sentences, observations, and reports using the correct tense. Don't forget what I just told you. When you are reporting a sentence, the present tense, the verb, changes from its present tense to the past tense because you are reporting. So you are to join the following sentences, observations, and report using the correct tense. 2a, we saw the monkey. It ate a banana. B, we heard Anne. She cried for help. C, I saw Peter. He washed the car. D, she had not heard her sister. She sang for hours. E, I saw the horse. It galloped down the hill. So these are your practice exercises. Please practice them and stay blessed. Thank you very much.